A logic function used quite often is if. If expects as a first parameter a Boolean value, a logic value, so either true or false, and returns then two alternatives. Let's give a quick example. We do have a list of employees, each of them has a turnover, and each of these employees has a certain number of years in the company. Now let's focus first on the turnover. And we would like to hand out a provision only to those ones who have at least made a turnover of 3,000 euros per year. So we can say an if, and we say we do a logical test. If this value is higher or equal to 3,000, then, and now you see the if value, if it is true, could be, for example, a text provision, or in the no case, so the third parameter, no provision. And you can see Meyer will not get a provision because he has had too little turnover. The others will get a provision. Maybe two different values, no provision and provision, are not sufficient. You would like to have a third one. Then you have to nest if functions. So if I do, for example, say, if somebody has more than 4,000 euros, he will get a provision. If somebody has less than 3,000, he will not get any provision. But for the other ones, we don't know yet. So what we could do is we first see, okay, all the ones bigger than 4,000 will get a provision. And then in the no case, in the false case, we say, we take another if function. We do another test and we say, okay, if this value is higher than 3,000, then we say, maybe. Otherwise, we say no provision. Okay, we have to close our second parenthesis, and if we autofill down, you see we have three different alternatives. So by nesting ifs, you can get more alternatives. However, things can become more complicated. And yes, you can have some other level of complexity in here. So if you would like to have a more complex expression in the beginning, in here, you could, for example, say somebody should be not too long in the company, otherwise we expect a higher turnover. So you could say, for example, an and in here. We have two conditions. First, the level of the turnover, and second, the number of years should be smaller than, for example, 5 years. And now this is our complete provision. And now you can see if we have this combined provision, you see it's no provision, a maybe and another maybe. Not sure if this really makes sense, but what you can see is you can either make these ifs more complex by nesting or by entering more complex conditions with and or not and so on.